Joe Cool 10. Welcome back to Let's Play LEGO Lord of the Rings. In the last episode, we took on the Morg attack, and now we're going to switch back over to Frodo and Sam and Gollum here. We're going to head down this way now.
Oh! It's a bog! He's led us into a swamp!
A swamp, yes, yes. Come, Master. We will take you on safe paths through the mist.
Okay, so right off the bat here, I just want to say that I am not a fan of this level.
Hurry, sis, hurry.
It's not a very, it's not the most fun level. It's a very slow level, and it's pretty good length level, and I don't know, I'm just not super crazy about it. So whilst this is kind of going on here, I want to talk about mainly Gollum's character, because they don't really explain it too well in the game, but there's two personalities. Gollum is of two personalities. Basically, his former self was named Smeagol, and when he took possession of the ring, he transformed, his personality transformed into Gollum. Well, during the movies, Frodo kind of brings out his former personality, Smeagol, and the two personalities conflict, and it's very well done. It's definitely one of the best parts of the Two Towers, seeing the two personalities, Smeagol and Gollum, conflict, and Smeagol winning the battle, at least at that point. Obviously, later on, that obviously Gollum doesn't stay away forever, so as you could guess, so it's just interesting to see the two personalities that Gollum has, and just seeing that internal conflict with the two characters, or with the two personalities. So I really like that aspect of Gollum's character, and it's you know, the main part of it is here in the Two Towers. Return of the King, Gollum and Smeagol are basically on the same side. Right? They both want their Gollum kind of convinces Smeagol that, you know, that getting the ring back is what's most important, and Smeagol agrees with that. Whereas right now, Smeagol just wants to, you know, help Frodo and Sam, you know. But more will come into play as we continue on in the story. But I just wanted to say, I really like that. And like I said before, that Andy Serkis did just such a good job portraying Gollum, and he said that he wanted to portray Gollum as basically like a drug addict, and I think that was a very good way to approach that, because that's basically what the ring does to you. You become addicted to it, and you kind of become its servant, because it kind of takes control over you. Because ultimately, the One Ring wants to return to Sauron at all costs. That is what the ring's ultimate goal is to eventually return to Sauron. So obviously the ring has its own motives, and moves, and so, and of course, since Sauron is in Mordor, and they have to take the ring to Mount Doom, which is not too, which is right by which is pretty much right by Sauron's tower. The ring would rather, have Frodo take the ring to Sauron rather than to Mount Doom, because obviously the ring doesn't want to be destroyed. So it's kind of interesting how Sauron, kind of put some of himself into the power of the ring, since the ring answers to Sauron alone, and wants to obviously rejoin with Sauron at all costs, and will pretty much betray anyone else that tries to wield it. It's important to note the game doesn't really display it, but the ring is starting to have its effect on Frodo. In the Two Towers particularly, the ring starts to have its effect on Frodo. Where Frodo is kind of starting to kind of grow attached to the ring and kind of feel like he is the rightful possessor of the ring, which in some retrospect he kind of is, because he got the ring from Bilbo, and Bilbo obviously got the ring from Gollum. So Frodo kind of feels like he is the true possessor of the ring. He's in the Two Towers, he kind of starts to take possession, like he's saying, like, this is my quest, this is my stuff. Anyway.
Black Riders!
Okay, so this is kind of interesting part of the level. So with Frodo here, he has his elven cloak, which allows him to disguise himself to blend in with his environment. So for this level, he disguises as a plant there, and if you use the elven cloak in other areas, Frodo will disguise himself as different things. We'll get to see some more of that later on, or in some of the other later levels. So it's kind of cool to see the elven cloak disguise change to adapt to the surroundings. But anyway, so yeah, this part for this part of the level is pretty much the same thing, kind of repeated, where you just have to hide from the ring wraith until he flies over. Just keep hiding until the game progresses. There'll always be some studs hidden behind, like Golem's, the rock that Golem hides behind. There'll be some studs hidden behind the tree stump that Sam hides in. So, I'll try to collect those. Try to collect those studs. Yeah, you want to make sure that Sam is the one that hides in the tree stump, because he doesn't have the elven cloak. Only Frodo does. More studs pinned back there. And you may have seen it earlier in the level, but if you stand in one spot for too long, you will sink into the swamp. So Make sure to keep control of Frodo so he keeps the elven cloak on. But yeah, so I'm not like I said, I'm not a huge fan of this level, but the rest of the levels in the two towers are good, including the levels that are coming up here. So yeah, so obviously after this episode we'll be going back to Aragorn, Legolas, and Gimli, since we will run into that dead end that I mentioned earlier with Frodo, Sam, and Gollum. That dead end is right after this level, so that's why I wanted to play some of the Aragorn, Legolas, and Gimli stuff, just to kind of try to spread it out a little bit more so. Getting somewhat close to the end of this level. This level is one of the longer levels of the game, just because it is a big level and you move so slowly, especially through the swamp here. Yeah, Frodo sunk there. So if you stand in one spot for too long, you will sink down into the swamp and you will die. So just keep moving is the best advice, obviously. I think we're getting somewhat close to the end of the level here. Yep, here's the end of the level now. Or this part of the level anyway. There is more to the level after this, so. But we're pretty much to the end of the level. There's the end of this section where Gollum is at. Alright, let's continue.
Hurry, hobbits. The Black Gate is very close.
He's not wrong when he says that. There it is.
Looks like meat's back on the menu, boys.
That line of dialogue is not said at this part of the movie. It's actually said earlier in the movie.
Look! The gate. It's opening.
No! There's another way. More secret. A dark way.
Lead the way, Smeagol.
Who are they?
We
It's an oliphant.
Okay, so now we're playing as Madil and Faramir. I can never say the other guy's name. There are some targets hidden around this level, and they're not the easiest to shoot. I decided to try to go for the targets here in story mode. I think they are somewhat easier to get in free play, but I decided to try to go for the targets here in story mode. So we're gonna quick do that. Since Faramir has the bow and arrow, might as well try to go for the targets here in story mode. There's 5 of them hidden around this area of the level. There are some of these guys that will come and attack you. Most of them will leave you alone, but there are some of the guys that will try to attack you. This target I had a share of trouble with. Trying to get this one shot. Targets are not the easiest to shoot. Problem is you have to give yourself a little bit of distance, but you don't want to give yourself too much either, because then you always end up hitting one of these guys then. So it's hard to hit these targets. This is not the easiest thing to do, unfortunately. It's like I'm aiming at the target, but it's not. But when I fire the arrow, it doesn't hit it. There we go. This target was also tricky. Trying to get the shot lined up too is tough. Trying to get as close as I can to this one. This one's tough. Come on. There we go. Some of these targets are hard to hit. Don't worry, we'll worry about the Oliphants here in a minute. That's what we're supposed to do for this part of the level. Is we're supposed to try to get on the Oliphants and take out the guys that are on them. There we go. So for getting all 5 of those targets, we get a mini kit. So was it worth it? Not really, but it will be better for us to get that mini kit here in story mode. There is something we're gonna need to get in free play when we come back to this area. So I always forget about this part of the level. I think that once you get to the end of the Dead Marshes, that's the end of the level, but then I'm always missing something at the end. I'm like, where is it? And then I realize that this part is tacked on at the end of the level. Trying to take down this tree here. It's hard to take down some of these taller stuff because you're kind of supposed to attack this stuff from top to bottom a lot of the time. Sometimes it's hard to do that. So now we kind of have to wait for these Oliphants to come back around here. This one's going to turn around, so you want to jump on these trampolines and grab one of these ropes. climb up here, start taking out these guys. And there's a rope here you want to grab because you need to get up to the top here. You want to take out this guy. He's the guy who's supposedly like driving the Olifant somehow. So once you take out the driver guy, then the Olifant kind of goes on its own, and it's out of the picture. So kind of an interesting thing. So I did the same thing here. The only difference is that there is already a rope to the top platform on this Olifant, so you don't need the rope that you got. We're gonna take out this driver guy. And that takes care of that Olifant.
We've lingered here too long.
Who are you?
We are hobbits of the Shire. We set out from Rivendell with 7 companions. 1 we lost in Moria. 2 were my kin. A dwarf there was also, and an elf. And 2 men. Aragorn, son of Arathorn, and Boromir of Gondor.
You're a friend of Boromir?
Yes.
It would grieve you then to learn that he is dead.
Dead.
He was my brother.
2 halflings, and a host of men at my core. The ring of power within my grasp.
He's gonna destroy it! That's where we're going. Into Mordor.
Osgiliath is under attack. They call for reinforcements.
The ring will go to Gondor.
Okay, more about that later. But anyway, that was the Dead Marshes. We get Faramir and Madril. And those 2 characters that we did not unlock earlier, we got. Yes, we did not get True Adventure. We did get some studs. We got just 1 mini kit. And we got the wooden bucket that we picked up way at the beginning of the level. You get just 1 mytho brick. Alright. So like I said, next time we will pick up at Helm's Deep with Aragorn, Legolas, and Gimli. So until then, this is Joe Cool 10 signing out.